Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your January reading. Today, we are going to also do some bonus readings. We're going to pull a card for every single month of 2025 as we enter into a new year. Before we get started with that, though, as always, I would love to start with a little bit of an energy cleansing, grounding, and protection with Palo Santo, reminding you to trust that even if you're not here with the Palo Santo, even if you're not in the presence of the smoke, of the smudge, or of the smell, that's okay. It's not the smoke that does the cleansing, the grounding, and the protecting. It is actually the spirit of Palo Santo. So thank you, thank you, thank you to the spirit of Palo Santo for showing up for us today to cleanse, ground, and protect our energy. I am going to get started with a card from the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle deck. This is by Kelly Smith. I love this deck. I call it my OG deck. You can find the link down below in the description box here about the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle. I call it my tough love deck because sometimes it calls it like it is. It calls us on our shit, and that's okay. We need that every once in a while. I'm a Scorpio moon, so I know all about that. We can tend to be stuck in our own ways sometimes. So it's nice to be in the presence of something that can help us highlight our blind spots. I'll just put it that way. So spirit guides, spirit allies, angels, let's see, what is the opening energy for the Scorpio collective for the month of January, please? And I'm getting hibernation. This was also reversed, okay? So hibernation, it's time for us to go within. I don't know if you're reading today for your sun, your moon, your rising, or somewhere else in your chart, but wherever this lands for you, Scorpio, January is a time for us to go within, okay? We need lots of time for rest. We need lots of time for meditation. Make that a priority in the month ahead for you so that you can get clarity on what's most in alignment for you for the month ahead. January is the beginning of a big year. It's a big year for all of us. And it's also a number 9 year. So a lot of cycles coming to an ending, a lot of closure, maybe relationships ending, cycles ending, habits ending, things like that. So there's still an opportunity to go within and to see what habits, what beliefs, what behaviors do you want to make sure that you're not taking into a new year with you. What else does the Scorpio collective need to know about the month ahead? We're getting soul group. This is also reversed. So you're about to reunite with members of your soul family. Yay. I've been calling this in for a minute here, you guys. I've been calling in members of my soul family, members of my soul tribe. And for those of you who are hanging out for the extended reading after, inside of the Sacred Self-Empowered community, there are so many of us who are all part of the same soul family. I have the personal belief, and I share it inside that group all the time, that I only work with people that I have had past lives with. So maybe last time you were my teacher, maybe last time you were my guide, maybe last time you were my mentor. I don't know. But inside of the Sacred Self-Empowered community, I know that I have had a past life with every single one of you, and there's a lot of crossover. Some of the members have also had past lives with one another as well, which is really amazing. So this says you're getting ready to reunite with members of your soul family come January. Yay, that's so exciting. And what else does the Scorpio collective need to know about the month that's coming up ahead? We're getting inner child also reversed. So, you know what? This one's not always easy to get either, but your soul is calling for some inner child healing, okay? You're currently healing old emotional wounds, and that is not always easy. I am with you. I've been working on my inner child stuff for a very long time. I've got some super deep core wounds that I've been working on and working through. And, you know, sometimes it feels like we've already healed this, and then all of a sudden we come back to it. Well, we're coming back to it from a more healed space. We have a different perspective than we've had before. When it comes to inner child healing, it's so important to look at what did that version of you need? Did she need to be seen, loved, heard, understood? Did they need nourishment? Did he need to be read to? Did he need to be played with? What is it that your inner child was lacking that you can now give yourself? So much of this journey is really about reparenting ourselves. Now, before we hop into the monthly cards, I just want to share with you that in the extended reading at the end, we're going to continue and do a little bit of a deeper dive on January. So we'll find out a little bit more about what you can expect for the month ahead. And then we're going to do some bonus cards. We're going to look at some animal spirits. We'll look at an animal spirit for the month of January, but also another one for the entire year of 2025. We'll look at the romance oracles, and that will also give us a message for our romantic relationships for the month ahead and for the year ahead. And finally, we'll look at some gods and goddesses for the month and the year ahead. And again, all of these oracle decks are going to be listed down below in the description, as well as the link to join the Sacred Self-Empowered community so you can have access to those extended readings. Now, if you're watching this video before January the 6th, I'm also going to have an event on Zoom that is all about a 12-month oracle card reading for you individually and you specifically. So if you're joining this call, if you're watching this video before January the 6th, then I'd love it if you can join me. I will put the link down below in the description to join. And if you're watching this video after January 6th, well, we can always do this in a one-on-one session as well. You've got the ability to book a 30-minute one-on-one or a 60-minute one-on-one. We can do a 12-month oracle card reading in either one of those sessions. But for now, let's look at the 12 months ahead. So for the Scorpio collective, what is the primary theme for the month of January? What is the primary energy and the primary energy? And I said energy twice. What is the primary message that the Scorpio collective needs to hear for the month of January? We're getting old habits. All right. Like I said, this is my tough love oracle. This one likes to call us on our shit. How are we self-sabotaging, Scorpio? How are we self-sabotaging? Are we numbing out? Is our current flavor of self-sabotage doom scrolling? Is it numbing out with substances, food, drugs, and alcohol, overeating, eating our emotions, eating out of boredom? Is it numbing out with alcohol? Is it, drugs? Are we smoking too much weed? What is it? You know better than I do. Maybe that old habit is another form of self-sabotage. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's avoidance, just avoiding what we know we're meant to do. We know we're supposed to drink more water. Are we drinking more water? No, we're not. We keep getting the message to move our bodies, to do more yoga, to do more exercise. Are we doing it? No, we're not. What is this old habit that is keeping you from moving forward? January is a good time to bring light to that. We're still in the dark days. Days are short, nights are long in January here in the Northern Hemisphere anyways. And this is a beautiful opportunity to look at our own shadow, to look at get real with yourselves, get honest with yourselves. What old habit is standing in your way so you can release it, release that old habit so you can get more fully into alignment with your highest path, your highest purpose, your highest destiny. For the month of February, spirit guides, spirit allies, angels, what is the primary energy, the primary message, the primary theme for the Scorpio collective for the month of February, please? We're getting the void. Oh, it's the same damn thing. It's the same damn thing. Even look at how similar these cards look, okay? The void is you may be covering up the emptiness or pain through an addiction. Okay, what is this addiction? For a lot of us today, so many of us have given up alcohol. We've given up substances. If you're like me, you overcame your binge eating years ago, and we're no longer numbing out with the food, the drugs, the alcohol, but instead we're numbing out with the screen, doom scrolling, closing the Facebook app and then opening it again 2 months later, like 2 minutes later. Like, what is going on? Why did I just open that app? I just closed it a minute ago. What is going on? And it is because we're numbing out. It's that instant dopamine hit. It helps us to avoid the pain that we need to feel, but we have to remember we have to feel it in order to release it. We have to sit with our emotions. We have to sit with our feelings in order to be able to let them go. Numbing out just stifles them. And what happens when you stifle a pimple that's not ready to be popped? When we just push it down, push it down, push it down, push it down. Well, what happens? It implodes and it becomes bigger. It becomes bigger. So for a lot of us, I don't know if you're aware of this, but if we avoid our pain, if we avoid our emotions, then what happens is they manifest elsewhere in our life. They manifest as physical injuries. They manifest as cancer. They manifest as disease, injuries, illness, things like that. I don't know about you, but I want to grow to be a very old person. So I'm hoping to deal with all this shit now while I can, while I'm still able-bodied. That's the key there, because I don't want my wounds to manifest as other things in my future. I see some of the older people in my life and they're not as able-bodied as they once were. Some of them are dealing with cancers and diseases, and I don't want that future for myself. So I'm doing my absolute best, and I am a Scorpio moon, so this is for me too. I'm doing my absolute best to feel my feelings, to feel my emotions so that I can then release them so they don't manifest in my future. Okay. For the month of March, the primary energy for the Scorpio collective is Mirror, also reversed. Okay. So what's happening in your external world is a direct reflection of what's going on in your inner world. So if your house is chaos, you got chaos going on in here. If you're experiencing a lot of conflict on the outside with other people, then you have some inner conflict going on. If you experience a lot of confusion on the outside, then you got some confusion going on up here, okay? We're all just mirrors for one another. If you're being triggered by people, remember that our triggers are our teachers, okay? We're all just mirrors for one another. So what we see in other people is what we're meant to heal within ourselves, what we're triggered by, what we're judging. Remember, judgment is just a projection of our insecurities. So we're all just mirrors for one another. What's happening in your external life is a direct reflection of what's going on in your inner world. And for the month of April, for the Scorpio collective, please, what is the primary energy? That one really wanted to come out. We've got soulmate. So April, there could be some new friendships, new relationships. We had soul group coming in January as well. So there's definitely some new relationships coming in for the Scorpio collective. Once again, I am here for that. Yes, please. Yes, please. I would love to have some new soulmate friendships coming into my life. Please and thank you. I've been calling that in for a while now. We've released some relationships. When we release relationships, we make space for new ones to come in. That's always an exciting energy to be in. For the month of May, what is the primary energy for the Scorpio collective, please? For the month of May, we're getting resolve. Okay, this is a good card to get. And again, this is my tough love deck. So sometimes this tells us where we need to grow, tells us, shows us where we need to actually move and make changes in our life. Resolve tells us that we've been in a period of indecision, and that's got to come to an end. It's got to come to an end. In May, we've got to make a decision on whatever inner conflict has been going on. We've got to make a decision come May. So what is that decision? You might not know now, but come May, I hope you will. If you're resonating so far, I'd really love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this so far. I'd love it if you hit that like button too. You guys know that it supports the channel. More people will see it. The more people who see it, the more people who subscribe. And that really helps me to show up and create more of these videos. And, if you know another Scorpio in your life, send this video to them. And then for the month of June, for the Scorpio collective, for the month of June, let's keep going. It's not that one. Sometimes I go to stop shuffling. I'm like, actually changed my mind. It's not that one. There's a better card in here for the month of June for the Scorpio collective. The month of June, we're looking at spiritual gifts. So you're in the process of developing and fine-tuning your own spiritual gifts. So there could be new gifts that come to light. I know a lot of you are already in touch with your spiritual gifts. A lot of you are in touch with some of your clair skills, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, a number of different intuitive and psychic gifts that you already have. But it feels to me like come June, you're going to be made aware of more spiritual gifts, ones that you might not currently be aware of, or maybe you're going to strengthen and develop some of the gifts that you are already aware of. For the month of July, for the Scorpio collective, we're looking at fear. Once again, this bad boy is in reverse, so pay extra attention. The fear card comes up when we are right on the other side of massive transformation. Right on the other side of a big shift, a huge growth, a huge evolution of our spirit, of our soul. This card says your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. And I know this sounds cliche, but if we can really just turn that fear into excitement. You guys know I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. And part of entrepreneurship is doing scary things. It's just a constant cycle of trying something new and trying something scary, and it sucks, and there's imposter syndrome and there's limiting beliefs, and it's so terrifying. There's so much anxiety, but then we do it anyway, and we have exceptional experiences because of it. So this is really about turning your fear into excitement. I know that sounds cliche and cheesy, but it's true. Turning your fear into excitement, because right on the other side of that fear is the life that you have been dreaming of. It's the life that you've been working towards. It's the life that is fully in alignment with your highest path, your highest destiny, your highest truth. And then for the month of August, we've got Universal Bank. Everything that you need is already inside of you. Stop looking outside of yourself, Scorpio. You've got all of the answers. I'm going to say the month of August is a really good time to go within. So a really good time to up your meditations, to be doing some more shamanic journeys, things like that. You really want to tap in to that universal bank. This says everything that you need to thrive is already here. And then for the month of September, my birth month, for the month of September, we have got connection. You're very connected to the heavenly realms. That is the exact same message that you got for August. So universal bank, all the answers are within. Connection, you're very connected to the heavenly realms. Don't forget to ask for guidance from your spirit guides and allies. Ask and you shall receive, okay? Again, going deep into meditation, continuing into September. That was a message for you for August, but continuing into September as well. And for the month of October, what is the primary energy, the primary theme, the primary message for the Scorpio collective, please? I'm getting rejoicing. You've learned how to make the most out of life. This is a card of celebration, okay? This is a card of celebration. So all this work of going within, all of this work of meditation and journeying through August and September is going to lead you to celebrate something. What is it that you're going to be celebrating? And for the month of November, for a lot of you, this is your birthday month. For the month of November, Scorpio, what have we got here? We've got parting ways, okay? So there could be a relationship that comes to an end. Again, this is a number 9 year in numerology. Number 9 is all about completion, endings of cycles, endings of relationships. Now, again, if you are joining me for the extended reading, we're going to be looking at some romance angels oracles. So if you are curious about your love life and if this parting ways card has to do with your romantic life, we're going to get a little bit more clarity on that. But I want to remind you that this says it might be the time to move on from a person or situation. So it might not be a romantic relationship. It might not even be a platonic friendship. It could be a habit. It could be a behavior. It could be a cycle. So it's time to move on from a person or a situation. And then finally for 2025, we've got December. Spirit guides, spirit allies, angels, please show me what is the primary, lots here. What is the primary energy for December? We've got synchronicities, and look at that. It is a master number 44, synchronicity. So you will be receiving messages. You'll be receiving signs and symbols from spirit. Allow the magic to unfold. The synchronistic events lead you in a new direction. Once again, a number 9 year. Cycles are completing, coming into the very end of 2025. You are going to have a series of events that lead you into a whole new direction, because let me tell you, 2026, that is a number 1 year, new beginnings for all of us, for humanity, for the collective. So I'm excited to see what's going to come up for you in 2025, Scorpio. And for those of you who are joining me on the extended reading, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into January before we move into our bonus cards. So I'm going to see you over there as well. Make sure that you check out that link down below in the description box if you'd like to join us as well for the extended